But
Okay.
I know lately on social media, you've been talking about leadership, all things
Yes.
leadership, right? So why is the burden of leadership so heavy on your heart?
So I told this story to some students not too long ago that when you play sports and the coach sees that there's some leadership qualities in you, the question that I asked them is, do you think that there was time spent on focusing specifically on leadership qualities as an athlete? So I ask you, you seen as a leader, did your coach sit down and talk with you just about leadership in general?
Interesting. I think there was always pointing out of maybe who was a natural leader or who was a good leader or showed those qualities.
Yeah.
I think there was calling out when you didn't show those qualities and a coach thought you should. Trying to think. I'm not sure that there was too much on what specifically a leader was and really like how to develop that in my case, right?
Yeah.
In my journey. So
It's no indictment on the coaches at all because the coaches are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
They're pointing these things out, right? So the point that I was trying to drive home with the students I was talking to is that a lot of times we get called out as like, oh, that kid's a leader. That kid has the skills, possesses the skills in order to be a leader. But then you ask yourself the question, well, then what does it mean? So how do I be a leader? Does being a leader mean being loud? Does it definitely mean that you have to always be first doing conditioning? Because I was not always first doing conditioning. Now, I was in the front of the line, just so y'all know. I was in the front of the line, but I wasn't always first.
right.
So what happens a lot of times with youth, because I know you talk a lot of things about with youth, is that they get pointed out that they're leaders, but they don't necessarily get taught how to be a leader. And that's where the burden is for me.